Last we spoke of Digital Homicide, I was barely able to keep a straight face as I told you all about Digital Homicide's court case against 100 Steam users because those users were mean to them. Of course, as we all know, this got their games removed from Steam by Valve for being hostile to its consumers, and now we have another update in this rather amusing tale, and now Digital Homicide have dropped their case, basically saying they don't have enough money to follow through on the legal battle. The developer filed a motion to get the case dismissed without prejudice, meaning that they will recoup its court fees. Barring that, it would have to have a 90-day extension to come up with more money so it can go through with its initial plan, but it does seem that is not going to happen. And James Remine, one of the members of Digital Homicide, offered a statement to TechRaptor regarding his perspectives on the court case, and he's saying how the negative reviews are full of false information, essentially making them slanderous, yada yada yada. And he said, quote, "The case dismissal was only due to financial reasons caused by the removal of our games. I believe the case was very solid. There were in excess of 140 false statements by the 11 Steam users, tens of thousands of posts harassing myself and my customers, 3 direct interference with written contracts with third parties by Steam users, some of which were competitors, and much more. A combined in excess of 25 reports were filed against the worst users of the 11 with no resolutions being found." He then decided to take aim at Valve, who I guess can't do any more damage to them now that they've already taken their games off of Steam, but you might not want to annoy Valve any more than you already have, guys, just saying. But he said, quote, "Insufficient harassment control mechanisms is definitely the other problem. A review should be enough of an open area to discuss the displeasure of actual customers. When I ban someone who isn't even a customer that's been harassing me for 18 plus months after reporting them 3 to 12 times for false statements or harassing me or a customer, I don't expect to have to listen to them insult me for 2 to 3 days afterwards in a direct communication line. If I do, it's a problem with moderation controls. Why is 30% of my sales are proper cuts without supplying security that would be expected in any business environment? It's like a mall charging you rent for a shop and more security staying by the donut shop all day while you get mobbed and looted. Then I get competitors leaving bad reviews in my launches, putting false statements in my reviews, and running the game on unsupported platforms to make it look broken, and when I complain I am ignored. This would be like the next shop over in the mall coming next door and posting signs on my business with false information on there. How is that logically allowable?" The thing is, though, like, while that's an interesting perspective to have, the issue is that their games were asset flips. Pretty much all of them were asset flips with very, very little work put into them. And they were awful. Pretty much all of them were awful, from what I've seen and played myself. Barely even able to be called a game. I feel like I'm sullying the word, but it's technically true. But they were asset flips with the bare minimum of work put in, and people told them as such. This isn't a good game being beleaguered by bad reviews because people decided that they don't like this game or they don't like this developer. People are saying bad things about the games because the games themselves are bad. So, the slander argument might hold some water if their games weren't absolutely awful to begin with. They don't need slander because people will have, all these true things to say about the game. And the thing is, if they did have a solid case, like they say, they would have been able to find a lawyer to take the case. A lawyer is probably going to take the case, assuming you can pay them, and assuming they have actually a decent chance of winning. If they took a look at the case and said, no, not a chance in hell, and they couldn't get a lawyer to look at it, there's probably a reason for that. I'm not a lawyer, But even I can see they probably don't have much of a leg to stand on, and if no lawyers would take the case, it's probably for a good reason. Just saying. And I just want to say, the whole thing of oh, I didn't have the money to do the things because my games were pulled from Steam, trying to be oh, it's Valve's fault. So, well, Valve were well within their right to remove your games from Steam after you sued their customers. And, at any point ever. I'm not a developer, but I'm pretty sure Steam, when you sign up as a user or as a developer or whatever, that it says that they can remove your game for any reason, and I'd say suing their customers is a pretty valid reason, so maybe you shouldn't have sued their customers and you wouldn't be having money issues. Just throwing it out there that perhaps stop looking for external sources for your problems is all I'm saying, Digital Homicide. Okay? My free advice from me to you. So that brings one of their court cases to a close. The other one still going, but we'll see how that goes for them. That one, they seem doggedly determined to continue. Perhaps that's why they cancelled this one, because they kind of thought, oh wait, we can't afford to do both, so let's cancel this one. And yeah, so hopefully next time I report it's good news for the other court case. But that's it for this one. Good times. Thanks for watching, guys. I'll see you next time.